and Ashley, and we are in the Sewspire sewing studio today. We have quite a few studio updates for you. It's my first ever master class is going into week 2, and it has been such a wonderful experience. Ashley's been on the sidelines watching, and it is so exciting to get to know some of the members of our community. Everybody seems to really be having a good time, and so far the information is being relayed logically and it's making sense, which is a huge relief to me because I know it works for me and I know it makes great sense to me, but it's always nice to get that validation from someone else. So we're in week 2. There's 8 weeks in total. If you missed out or you were undecided about this first session, I understand. And we will have a second session with registration opening towards the end of September, and then that workshop will begin late September, early October, and wrap up before Thanksgiving. So keep an eye on that. But the reason that I came together today, or we came together today, was to share a brand new development that was spawned out of AMC, and I'm going to let Ashley tell you about this. I don't even want to spoil the name because she thought of it. I think it's super cute and I'm really excited.
What we have created as a branch off of AMC completely on its own is something called Creative Chats with Andrea and Friends. So this is going to be 30 to 45 minute chats that are hosted on Google Hangout, which is a video platform. So not only are you going to get to see my mom, but you're also going to get to interact with other people in the community. So right now we're launching 3 different topics for our Creative Chat series, and registration is open now. So our first one is how I use my planner, and that one's going to be offered on July 17th and July 24th at 9 a.m. This is all going to be Eastern Standard Time since we live on the East Coast. The second one is Etsy Shop Management, which will be offered on July 18th and July 25th at 3 p.m. And then lastly, the Sewing Studio Organization topic, which will be hosted at 11 a.m. on July 19th and July 26th. So all of these creative chats that are 30 to 45 minutes are only $7.99, and you can register now on AndreaChapmanDesigns.com if you want to reserve your spot. Since Google Hangout only lets us have up to 9 people, plus my mom in there, it will be a small, tight-knit conversation that you'll get to engage with not only her and ask questions, but also to the other members of the community, which they really are enjoying getting to know each other.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. I don't know about you, but I really don't have very many friends that sew. So it is nice to connect with other women. Gentlemen are welcome to join us too if you sew. But it is very nice to connect with other makers and creative minds, and we truly are having a blast. I think even the women in the group are surprised how much fun they're having because it is a little bit out of your comfort zone to go on a video chat with perfect strangers, but so far it's seriously working out really good.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Something that's been really awesome about it too is since we're on this end of the camera and you're always seeing us, we never get to see all of you, so it's really interesting to put faces with names that we've recognized before. But then too, it's your time to kind of share your story of, you know, what this means to you in this community. And a lot of women have been sharing this past couple of weeks how much Sewspire's meant to them, which has been really cool to see.
And I seriously cannot tell you how much that means to me. I mean, I can even see Ashley just with, for lack of a better word, just going, wow.
Yeah.
You know, because it does make a difference, and you all know I'm super grateful. I always come at everything from a place of gratitude, and I'm as grateful as you might be for me. I'm even more grateful for you. And I finally had time to open this card, and I was here alone. I was speechless, absolutely speechless at this beautiful card. She had it custom made for me, and really I cannot think of anything more perfect. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's 3-dimensional there. It has some height to it. It is absolutely incredible. So it says thank you for the inspiration, and then that's repeated on the inside. And this is from the lovely Susan Barker. Susan had the card made, but she didn't make the card. So I definitely want to give credit to Joe's Cards and Crafts. And you can reach out to her on Facebook, and I'm going to have Ashley put the link to that in the message. This is stunning, and It is going to get a special place on the wall right next to the board, but truly beautiful, and thank you so much for that, Susan. A lot of you with the last 2 tutorials, the yoga bag and then that awesome commuter tote, have asked me to show a close-up of my snap install. So we're going to head on over to the cutting table right now, and I'm going to demonstrate that snap install for you. I hope that this will help you with your snaps. I only use just a small hammer, and I usually work off of the tabletop. If you have your laptop or something sitting up there, don't do that. Work on a cutting board or a wooden stool or another surface. But you don't want a hammer like that next to your computer. So let's head on over there and I'll show you how I install snap. Okay, so a snap set has 4 parts to that. You have the larger decorative part with prongs, the smaller prongs, the female portion of the snap, and the male portion of the snap. And so I usually begin with the larger decorative portion, and I position that, depending how your snap's going to close, you may be positioning that on the back or the front of your fabric. I'm usually working from the back of my fabric. So I'll press that through and bring those prongs up through the fabric. And then I take that female part of the snap and rest that right on top of the prongs and make sure that it is situated. And then I just use a small hammer, give that a couple whacks, and then that's thoroughly attached. Then I'll put that male portion of the snap in there, and then I use the Pellon 809, a small piece of that, and I just fold it in half. And I press that remaining snap prong through that because it doesn't have that large decorative head. So I want to give it some more body to it. So the Pellon will be in there and the prongs will be on the opposite side. And then I would fold that fabric in half, press those prongs through the back side of that fabric, and then bring those, folding the fabric, bringing those prongs up to rest in the channel of the opposite side of that snap. And you have to be careful here that nothing comes undone. So just check with your finger and make sure that that's stable and resting in that channel, and then give it a couple good whacks. And if all goes well, when you unsnap that, you will not see any prongs. On occasion, that snap will shift and you'll see some prongs poking up through there. If you're very, very careful, you can use some pliers and remove that, and then just discard that snap and start over. But the best policy is just to use your finger to make sure that those prongs are seated in that channel. I hope that's helpful to you. Let me know if you have other questions or you need more information in relation to the snaps. I want to announce this week's Happy Mail winner. We have a virtual prize this time. I'm going to let Ashley tell you what the prize is, and then I'll announce the winner.
Yes, so our Happy Mail giveaway this week is going to be one of the creative chats, so you get to choose which topic and time works best for you, and you'll get that chat for free as a Happy Mail winner, and that's going to be...
Congratulations, Miss Patty Winfield. You are the lucky recipient of one creative chat in your choice. I love it. Okay, so in addition to the creative chats, we have one more big announcement. We're launching 2 in-studio workshops. So by in-studio, I mean you'll come here to my studio in the Plains, Virginia. So ideally you live in the state of Virginia. Even better would be if you live in Northern Virginia area, which would be close proximity to Washington, D.C. And I want to give you the details of those workshops. The first is a Sewing 101 3-hour workshop, very basic. Most of the people out there in the Sewspire community probably this doesn't apply to, but just in case it does, I wanted to share the information. What you'll do is you'll bring your own sewing machine, your scissors and thread, and then we will have an informal 3-hour sewing session where we'll get acquainted with all the features of your machine. We'll probably make 2 to 3 very small projects that will reinforce the basics of sewing. There's going to be light refreshments included with that. So the first session is 9 to 12 and the second one is 1 to 4. So we will have some snacks and then discussion about your machine, and then again make those 3 small projects. So that's very, very beginner, as in you're pulling the sewing machine out of the closet or just bought it and you really don't know much about sewing. That's the workshop for you. The first session of that will be for children and teenagers ages 15 and under. And the second afternoon session is going to be for anyone 15 and up, okay? So if for some reason you are an adult and you'd like to sew in the morning class with your child, that is totally fine. But the afternoon class will be exclusively for participants who are ages 15 and up. So just reach out to me with an email over that. Then the second workshop, which I'm super excited about, we're going to replicate the exact workshop that I taught to the Cabot Branch Quilt Guild for the Patchwork Craft Caddy. Now that was a very experienced group of women, and they did need help and did need instruction with crafting that, but I'm seeing the photos of their finished bags and they are amazing. I'm going to show you the 2 I made. Theirs were even better. And I'm sure yours will be even better than mine. But I'll be here for that whole day, July 28th, from 9 to 4 p.m. to teach you how to make this original design. In addition to that, we're going to have a full lunch and a 60-minute maker chat. So we'll really get to know each other. It's going to be a very small group. There are limited seats. And the pricing on both of those workshops, the Sewing 101, because it's only 3 hours, is $49. And the all-day workshop is $99. So you can register for both of those over at Andrea Chapman Designs. And I want to show you the bags. So this was the first craft caddy that I made and sent as a sample down to the Quilt Guild. And it's completely patchwork. You do not have to make yours patchwork. I should also mention all of the materials and supplies you'll need are included in that fee. So I'm going to have a whole bunch of different kinds of fabric for you to choose from. You do not have to make it patchwork, but for this particular workshop you probably will want to go with the patchwork technique because we have all day to sew it. So that's the sample that I made to send to them, and then this was the bag that I put together when I was down there teaching them, and there'll be a third one that I'll put together with you all during that workshop. So again, for that one you're going to need to bring your sewing machine, your scissors. If you have a cutting mat and a ruler and things like that you want to bring, great. Otherwise we could totally use mine, but you'll definitely want your own machine, thread, and scissors for that. So all those details are over there on the website. Check it out. Let me know if you have any questions. I really hope you can join us. Ashley will still be here. That'll be our last hoorah before we send this kid back to college. So I promise you, you will have a great time. So if any of you you're willing to make the drive and you live, I would say less than 4 or 5 hours away and you want to make the drive, we can also get you information for local hotels, Airbnb. There's a lot of Airbnbs out in this area. It's a beautiful countryside, and you could always take Sunday and go into DC and do Washington, DC too. So if anybody's in that boat and they're going to make the drive, even better, very cool, and we can give you some advice for hotels and such. Thank you so much for checking in, for your continued interest, and I hope to get to meet some of you very, very soon. In the meantime, the creative genius in me will be celebrating the creative genius in you. I hope you all have a beautiful week, and I will see you on Saturday for our waxed messenger bag. Bye-bye.